during the pandemic, I did this mix and it was, I remember, Forget Me Nots with like a little bit of MC Light, I Am the Light.
Yeah.
And I tagged her on it and she reposted it and she
Yo,
loved it. I
yo.
lost my fucking mind. I was like, yo, what? That was so crazy. So that was a fucking honor.
Is there anything better than a trip getting ready?
Nope.
For a long journey where our podcast released a new app and searching for a fade fiend. New fixation. Giving this a subscribe is the same sensation. Started with the day ones. They gave us fuel to support the season. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here for a reason. Notification bells, tap some friends, all to let you know. Check your Bluetooth, connect, talk your wisdom out.
Welcome in, everyone. Season 2, episode 8. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. With our guest, DJ Kickit.
Yeah.
DJ Kickit. First of all, that name is fire. I guarantee you, with a name like that, people don't even want to haggle over prices. Even if they trying to cut corners, they like, nah, we good. DJ Kickit, that sound like.
Then we can't kick it.
Was it a hard decision to decide on DJ Kickit? Tell us, when you were workshopping, was there anything else you was thinking about?
You know, it was actually the difficult decision was to keep it. DJ Kickit for me is an ode to one of my favorite rap groups of all time, which is Tribe Called Quest. And I idolize them and many other rappers, but them specifically because of how unique they were coming up in the 90s. Their style was very different. No one had ever heard of them. And then when you think of the cadence between the 80s rap groups and rappers like Run DMC and LL Cool J versus then going into the 90s like Tribe Called Quest, and then we get into like Method Man and all that. Like it was a transition. It was a difference, right? And so I always idolize that. And so I was like, man, I'm gonna say DJ Kickit. But then as the years went on, I was like, does that still suit me or not? Like, should I change it to maybe something closer to my government name? And when I started talking to different people, they're like, number one, we're just so used to calling you that. And then number two, like you're a sneakerhead, and I'm a former drummer. So when you think of from a musician standpoint, the kick. So it just all just kind of connected. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna keep it. So the hard decision was whether I should keep the name or not. It wasn't so much like what's going to be my DJ name. So yeah.
Hold up. You just snitched on yourself. So you trying to tell us you've been around and you were into music in the 90s. You look young as all get out. If you told me you was in college, I would have been like, yo, what was your senior year like? Did you go to some football games? Are you a vampire? You're allowed to tell me if I ask, right?
Yeah, I'm 40. I'm 40, man.
Yo,
I've been around for a minute. You can say that to my bones because my bones let me know I'm a hell of 40. Hey, thank you.
Looking good. I mean, there ain't no cracking. You got a filter? I didn't know we could get a filter on this. How you doing that?
No, I don't have a filter.
Okay, all right. I see it. I'm rude like that. I shouldn't even ask that.
No, shout out to my abuela. She gave me the good genes. So shout out to her.
So that's the grandma. I done seen them grandmas. Grandma wasn't dropping you off at school and around your friends, because that sounds like a distraction.
Yeah, no. My grandma was such an amazing woman. Well, both of my grandmas, but the one I'm talking about specifically on my dad's side, she was just an amazing person. I take a lot of her personality and her characteristics. And so now I get why I was named after her. My middle name is named after her. So
no.
Yeah. But shout out to her because she always had good skin. So
did y'all grow up like you grew up same block, same town? Like you was able to be around her?
Yeah. So I'm originally from Mexico. I was born in Mexico. And at some point when I was maybe 6 or 7 or so, my grandparents they moved in with us. And so it helped a lot because my parents had to work, obviously had to work a lot. So yeah, we grew up with them when my parents weren't available. So absolutely, yeah. I could say I was one of her favorites.
Yeah, your fam might see this, right? Your fam might see this.
I tell them too. I'm like, I was her favorite. You were so and so's favorite.
They know. Yeah. You said it with your chest, and y'all heard it.
Right. Yeah.
You ain't getting invited to the cookout now. They gonna. It was like, hey, we're gonna have some people over.
Yeah,
we ain't bringing Kickit though.
right.
You gonna find out later on social media that they all got together It's like you was the fave, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
So you said sneakerhead. I want
Yeah.
now. I am not, but I do recognize game. I know that people get down with the get down. So I want to ask you a few things. What
Yeah.
was your favorite? You only get one. What was your favorite Jordan? I want to start there. What number?
It was well, so my favorite are the what is it, the Air Jordan 1s.
Mm.
Yeah, so Air Jordan 1's my favorite. Back in the day when I was little, they used to be the Cortez, so they were Nike.
Oh yeah,
But now my thing is the Air Jordan 1's, and I have the
yeah.
specific pair that's still my favorite. I try not to wear them often, but I really should, and just wear them because I love them. But it's
Right.
this colorway that's like black, red, and white. It's just
Okay.
classic.
Okay.
It's my favorite.
I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you if you deviate from the original colorway, but okay, so you take it.
Yeah, those are my favorite. But yeah, I mean, obviously, depending on the outfit that I'm wearing, where I'm going
Yeah.
to, because obviously I won't wear those at a wedding if I'm DJing a wedding or something, that formal unless I get clients' approval. But for the most part, yeah, Air Jordan 1s. Yeah.
Wait a minute, I didn't know that. Huh? Wait, we're messing with your artistic integrity. When you go to do an event, you got to be suited and booted too.
When I do weddings, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Now, one of the questions that I ask my clients is there a specific dress code or theme that you're going for? Because I have done private events where it's like a Hawaiian theme. So they'll ask all the vendors to wear like a Hawaiian shirt. Sometimes
Yeah.
I have been told like, yeah, we're also sneakerheads, so I want you to wear your best Jordans. Awesome. Those are my
Oh,
favorite ones. But
yeah.
for the most part, yeah, I wear a suit, I wear a nice jacket and my nice shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait. I hear the jacket. Do you go with neckwear? You got a t-shirt under? What's your style? How
Yeah.
layered do you get?
Yeah. I like a nice button up.
Okay.
Obviously if I'm running late, I stay in my polo and they can't tell the difference. But
Uh-huh.
so that I not only look good, but it also makes me feel good. I try to do
Yeah.
the button up, classic button up. Yeah.
With a name like DJ Kickit,
Hmm.
do you get invited to bar mitzvahs? Do you get invited to Texas two-step hoedown, mutton busting events?
I have been invited, and
Uh-huh.
I'm blessed to say that I'm at a point that I can say no to certain events that are not for me.
Okay.
I've done bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs before, and for the most part, I try to stay away from kids events.
Yeah.
Nothing negative. It's just kids have a small attention span, and so it's a lot of requests. It's a lot of switching up the type of music more so than adult events, and so I usually try to stay away from those. The ones that I have done in the past, they're more in line with who I am. Like this one family, this bat mitzvah, they wanted like a 90s and 80s throwback type of party. And I was like,
Ooh.
wait, what? And so when I interviewed the kid and their parents, she was like, I want Michael Jackson, I want Run DMC, I want Beastie Boys. And I was just like, what? So I told her parents, I was like, good job.
Yeah,
Because
they raised her right.
want to listen to something completely different.
Yeah.
But as far as like country events, stuff like that, that's just not in line with who I am. I don't listen to that style of music. To be
Yeah.
honest with you, I don't enjoy it. So I'd rather hand that to another DJ that's more fluent in that. Just like
Yeah.
I would expect the same for someone that's like, I don't listen to a lot of hip hop. I don't listen to a lot of Latin music, whatever. Give it to Kickit. She'll do it, something like that. So I'd rather be respectful in that aspect and hand it to somebody else that I know can do them better service than I will.
Hey man, there's honor amongst DJs. Y'all getting along. Y'all passing.
I try to.
It off.
At least I do. At least I do. And I surround myself with others that are the same. That's the beauty of what I found here in Austin.
Yeah.
When I had started back in 2012, I was living in San Antonio, which is about an hour away, right? And it was tough. There is very much a dog eat dog world. It doesn't matter
Okay.
and I used to think, maybe it's because I'm a girl. Maybe it's because I'm a girl and I look a certain way, right? Maybe because I'm gay, that I thought, man, the opportunities are very small for me. And it wasn't that. And still to this day, I still see DJs from that city just constantly trying to one up each other. And so when I came here to Austin, the Austin DJs here, I will say, are way more welcoming than back home. And every city has their bad apples. Every industry has their bad apples, meaning those that think with their ego first. And again, it's up to me to, okay, I see you, cool, I'll see you on the next one, peace. And I'd rather work with someone that I can learn from, and they can also learn from me too. And that's how we become better DJs.
Hey, but you still ruined it for me though, because I thought it was like out of movies, like two DJs walk into an event, a concert hall. They stare across at each other. One starts, it's got to be that drama, like.
Yeah, I mean, there's always friendly competition, even amongst like some of my friends, like DJs that I can consider friends, and I'm listening to. I'm like, ooh, I like how you did that. Okay, like we'll do like, okay, I see you. All right, But again, it's friendly competition, and if anything, it makes you better. It's like, man, I didn't think about putting those two artists together. Man, okay, that was good. Yeah.
When you're working, do you like to go old school or you're kind of like new school? I know that like there's computers but then there's some people that it's more a feel. Some people are still doing vinyl. There's a bunch of people online that some DJs when I'm working out, I play this one dude and he does vinyl. He's like, I'm gonna do 90s hip hop vinyl. What would you say about that? Do you like to have that kind of range, or you're like, man, vinyl's too much of an issue? I respect it, but that's not what I do. Which way do you go?
I wish I could do more vinyl events. Honestly, I really wish I could. They're DJing on vinyl, meaning real records. You can't see them in the background, but I have them all here. DJing with wax is what we call it, is very special and it's very unique. And I say that because when I'm here at home, I don't have a laptop. I don't use a laptop to look at where the beat grits are, or I can't push a button to restart the song because I messed up the transition. When you play with vinyl, it really sharpens your ear as a musician. It really helps you and sharpens that tool in your brain to like, okay, I got to count. I got to be good. I have to have that hand muscle to be able to release the record with enough force so that it doesn't go too fast than the beat that's playing. So it's a lot of manual manipulation, but it makes you better. Now, what I'm DJing with now is a controller. It's a 4-channel controller where I can plug in almost everything under the sun in it. And it's more convenient for me to take that because I throw it on a backpack. And I'm at a wedding, and let's say I'm DJing alongside a musician who needs to plug into my board so it sounds off my speakers. I have a microphone, my laptop. So there's so much more you could do with the controller. Obviously, with events, like I mentioned, the bat mitzvah, the weddings, even at club events, like there's not a lot of time for you to grab a record, flip it, and find the track. Like it's just boom, 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 go, 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 quick cuts because you got to keep the energy up. So I love both. I personally wish I could do more vinyl sets because I just love DJing on vinyl. But what I'm using right now is controller, my laptop, because I'm on the go.
We got to dig on that. I normally like to go back, but I'm intrigued right now. All right, so let's say Donato books you. I want to do a vinyl event just to flex on my friends, right? What's your game plan? Like, do you have to plan out? Like, I don't know. I do martial arts, so we know we want to try these 1 or 2, 3 moves at the front and see what happens. Like, do you say, let me get these 5 in a row, put these in a row, or are you the type you just grab something and try to make it work? I don't really know how that works. So how does it work?
No, that's a great question. But right off the bat, before you hire me, the first thing I will ask you or tell you is, listen, the type of vinyl that I have is old school hip hop, is funk music, and I've got some R&B. And if that's the party that you're going for, then I'm all yours. But if you're looking for something more electronica, a genre that I don't have on vinyl, then I might have to pull out a laptop because it's going to be so much easier for me to download the song and have it ready for you than to go to
Yeah.
the record store and try and flip through records and try and get these songs. And it's going to be more expensive. And unfortunately, I would have to pass that cost onto the
Yeah.
client
Yeah.
because now I'm spending $30, $40 on a record just to make sure this happens, right? But let's say you tell me, hey, Kickit, yes, I want to do an old school hip hop, vinyl type of party. I want you to bring your turntables, all that stuff. Awesome. So what I do is I prep in advance. So let's say your party is, let's say this Saturday. So I'm already since like last week, like ideating, man, what songs do I want to like come in with, right? How do I want to set the mood? What time am I playing? Are people already going to be there? Because if I come in and your people's already there and they're drinking, they're ready to go, I'm not going to start with something light. But at the same time, if you tell me, hey, you're going to play, people are going to be coming in little by little, then I might start us off with something a little bit smooth, some Pete Rock, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, my vinyl is organized by BPMs, by beats per minute. So it's easier for me to filter through like what's going to mix well with that. I have certain records that I specifically put together that these artists work well just musically. So I do a lot of preparation in advance, but a lot of it comes to the consultation meeting that I have with you. What kind of party is it? What kind of music do you want? All vinyl. This is kind of vinyl I have. And what time am I playing? Are people going to be there already? So I know how to come in musically into the party.
Kickit, you all professional? I have never heard of that. And one of my fraternity brothers has done some events for me. He does a little online DJ kind of deal, but in like a Zoom room. But I didn't know that's so smart about interviewing them and kind of talking through. I have never thought about that or seen that. I also I don't put on a lot of parties. I just go take over the dance floor. That's how I get down. Kick it. That's
Yeah.
You know that.
No, you got to, because I want to make sure I don't do you a disservice.
Yeah.
And I've been asked before, like, hey, we want you to come DJ all vinyl at this museum. Cool. Tell me about it. And they're like, it's a family friendly event. And I'm like, already like, damn. Because all my records are explicit. And here I am playing some DMX with some Jay-Z and F this and whatever that. And I'm like, oh man, this is not gonna work, Yeah.
So wow. So you got to take those. I mean, you could do it. You just know that I got to take this out the crate, take that out, and can't take that one with me. Can't take that one with me. Get your ones that don't have parental advisory, whatever that little thing was, that little box.
And the other thing I asked too is like, well, what if I take my turntables, but I take my laptop? And they're like, oh yeah, that's fine. Cool. They just want to see turntables. So then that works out even better because I can DJ off the MP3s on my laptop, still give them the look of a turntable, but now I have clean music on my laptop that I can just DJ out of.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? But if they say, no, we want you to bring records, then that's a different conversation. Technology, man.
Do you use people? I feel like every DJ's got to have like a helper. It's either it's either someone who likes you, who's stuck in the friend zone, or it's the girlfriend, boyfriend that just wants to go everywhere with you. Oh, I'll go carry this for you. Like, how does that work? Or do you got this old Chevy Vega that you go and you just take multiple trips to bring in all your crates? How does that work?
No, it's all me. I'm a one-woman show, so it's all me. I've done, I used to have a residency at this coffee shop here in Austin called Spokesman. I love them. Actually, now that I think about it, I need to hit them back. But I used to have a residency, and every first Saturday last year, I would bring in all my crates, bring in my turntables, and I would just spin vinyl from like 9 to 12 or something. No, actually, no, I'm lying, 12 to 3. But anyway, it was just all coffee shop vibes. And I told him, I was like, look, I got old school hip hop. I could definitely spin it. Like, freak yeah, awesome, let's do it. So cool. So I load up everything myself, all the way down to my weddings. I do it all myself. Now, sometimes I do ask my wife, like, hey, do you mind giving me a hand? Do you mind dropping me off? Just because I don't like, especially during South by, I'm like, can you please drop me off? Because I'm not trying to pay $100 for parking when I'm only going to be there for an hour. And so she'll do me the favor of dropping me off. She'll circle, do something, and then come pick me up. But for the most part, absolutely, it's on me. I wish I had help. I wish I could find people that would be willing to help me out because it's a lot of work. I mean, a 4-hour gig, it's easy a 6-hour gig because it's the hour to get there set up, do the event, and then it's an hour to break down and come back home. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
it's a lot. And if we're talking a wedding, bruh, it's an even longer day. So it's tough to find people, but yeah, yeah, it's all me.
Hold up. Wait a minute. What if it gets crazy? You see the vibe, you
Mhm.
see the song I'm talking about right now. What if it's getting crazy? I mean, it's getting crazy. And Kick It, you could feel it. You could see it. Everybody, it is, the roof literally is on fire. Does that affect you? Do you start stumbling, fumbling, like, well, I was going, nah, man, they crazy out this joint. Hold on. I got to go to this. Does that ever overwhelm you, or do you get amped by the crowd like the rest of us? You know, we get caught up sometimes. Do you get caught up?
I love that. When the crowd goes crazy, that freaking fuels me, man. I hop on the mic and I'm like MCing the shit out of it. I'm like, what you like?
Yeah.
If it's a song that they know, what you say? Mute the music. It's driving me out of my like something
Yes.
like that. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
Where I start to get a little freaked out, and then be full transparent here. Where I freak out is when I'm pressured to make people dance and nobody's dancing it. That's where
Oh,
I freak out. So in like certain bar situations where we're just starting, we're just warming up, or the dance floor has opened at a wedding and everybody's not quite ready to dance. Everybody wants to take pictures together. Everybody wants to
yep.
mingle.
Yep.
They're still eating their cake. People want to get more drunk. That freaks me out because I'm like, okay, how do I build this momentum? Because I want to come
Mhm.
in for the kill. I'm ready for you to get crazy. But some
Yes.
people are not there yet. I want people to be on my level at the beginning, and it doesn't work that way. So I have to do some mental calming, like, okay, how do I build this momentum? Let's start with some Earth, Wind, and
Yeah.
Fire. Let's start with some like classic party tracks, Madonna, Whitney, da da da. And then we
Yeah.
build it up into a Little John and Petey Pablo and whatever else, that's what freaks me out. But when they're up and they're wild and they're crazy, I MC the shit out of it. Hell, that is a perfect time for me to grab my phone and start recording some content because that is the
Yes.
content that I need. Yeah.
See, I just realized I'm a DJ's best friend. I told you
Yeah.
I wasn't joking earlier. I know me and my wife, man, we met salsa dancing. We are dancers. Social dancing is what we do.
I love
Wherever
that.
we are, we the first ones on. Or if we at a wedding, we waiting for y'all to hurry up with y'all's first dance because we about to rip
Hey,
this up.
I
I know
love
y'all
that.
spent so much practicing, but we gonna show
Mhm.
y'all real social dance. That's a little coordinated thing y'all doing. We about
Yeah.
to. But so I just realized that when I'm learning so much today, Kick It. The,
Yeah.
it I bet they are very happy when they see us come, because a lot of times when me and my wife start dancing, people follow. And it
Yeah.
seems like everyone's always kind of anxious, like, all right, who's gonna be the first one? Or we don't hesitate. We're like, are we ready? Boom, it's time to do it.
I love
Oh.
y'all. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I tell
okay,
people that all the time too.
yeah,
It's like, man, don't be shy. When you start dancing,
yes.
people will follow. And if people are judging, fuck them.
Oh,
You do you. This is your moment
wouldn't
to
know.
have a good time. Because I'm not
Yeah,
coming
I
back.
wouldn't
Like,
know.
let's
Yeah,
enjoy this
no,
moment right now.
I wouldn't even know. I ain't shy about it at all. In fact, that's if we can get those first 2 or 3 songs before the dance floor get too crowded, because we
Yeah.
LA style. So we work
Yeah.
the entire floor. We do some elaborate. I dip her. We got
Okay.
lifts. I
Okay. I
fall
love
into
that.
her arms and she throws me back up. Like we get down with the get down. Yeah, it's
Okay. I love that. I
so.
got to see
Hey,
it.
give me an invite. Hey,
I
I'll
got
be your
you.
what they say, I'll be your plant. If everybody ain't doing their thing, you look over. Nado, do
And
your
be like,
thing. Because
I
these
need
fools
you.
ain't trying to dance.
Nado on the floor.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, how about this? Have you ever DJ'd and like your mom and them was there, your auntie, your granny? Is that
Yeah.
hard? Especially like if you're
No.
playing something explicit, or maybe you remember you said you get caught up. What if you was like, yeah, that's what I fucking like to see right there. I like to see. Like, is that hard? Does
Yeah.
that happen?
No, so my parents have seen me DJ plenty of times.
Yeah.
And I love it when they're there because they never known me to be super hyped. They've always known I've been in music since I was 3. They've known
Yeah.
I was glued watching MTV music videos. They knew that when I got home from school, like I would lock myself in the room and listen to the radio. They knew music is in my blood. But when the first few times that they saw me live, they were like, "Whoa, who are you?" Like, that's amazing. My mom over here with the phone in my face, like, look at my daughter going live. Like, yeah.
Oh,
And so I'll tell you this funny story. So one of the first time they saw me, I was DJing at this restaurant downtown. And so
yeah.
every Sunday it was mostly women that go. I mean, it's a safe space for women, etc. And so I'm playing all the girly cuts, right? Like all the
Yeah.
Beyoncé's and Lizzo's and everything. And it was
Mhm.
mostly Latin. So
Okay.
we're jamming. And so my parents came up from San Antonio. They were there with my brother, my sister-in-law, my wife. And next to them was this table of bachelorettes or like a
Yeah.
wedding bridal party or whatever. So I'm playing, they're getting crazy. Like that table was getting wild where they actually pulled out like a sex toy. Like they were going crazy. And so yeah, and my mom was just like, what in the hell, you know? And so later I don't know what was in the air that day, but apparently a lot of people that I knew showed up that day coincidentally at once. So people were coming up to me like, "Hey, what's up? How are you? Haven't seen you, man. How are you? I'm good. Da da da. Hey, what's going on? Yo, like, what is going on?" Right. So my mom asked my wife, she was like, "Who are all these people going to my daughter?" And she was like, "Oh, your daughter's famous." Mom was like, "Wait, what?" She was like, "Yeah, people are starting to know who she is." This was a couple years ago. And my mom's like, "Well, shit, let me get my phone and take a selfie with my daughter." I'm like, "Mom, really?" So here she comes, take a picture because when you're famous, I was like, "Mom, you're my mom. What are you talking about?" So yeah, they get really excited to see me perform. They're more like this than
Yeah.
anything because they're just like, wow, like we used to see you as a kid record
Mhm.
cassette tapes, so you can see it in the back, and then now you're
Ooh.
here like DJing in front of the world, like this crazy. So no, it doesn't make me nervous. It just makes me excited. Again, the nervousness comes when nobody's dancing, but when
Yeah.
everybody's hyping stuff, I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. You know?
I'm so curious on a few things here. Um, no, 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 no. We gonna come back to that. Who were you in high school? Did you work senior prom? Were you a DJ then? You said you kind of in musical since 3 years old. When
Yeah.
did you become this person?
So I started DJing in 2012. So which was about like 12 years ago. Who I
Okay.
was in high school, I was a drummer. I was a drummer. I was a rapper, believe it or not. I was
Oh, oh,
very
oh.
much in the hip hop scene now. I don't rap anymore. But that's
Okay.
who I was. I was just soaking in all of the music that I was learning at that time. Stuff from like Yo MTV Raps, right? Like Rap City. I was like I had subscriptions to all the hip hop magazines, the Source, Double XL, like
Oh
all
yeah,
of that. I was
yeah.
just embedded in the culture. Matter of fact, DMX was like my man back in the day. Like I love me some
Mhm.
DMX. So that's how I was in high school. Like I was deep in drumming and I was deep in rap music. But 12 years ago, the way I got started was through an app on my phone. And so I found this app. It came up on like my Instagram, MySpace feed. I don't know. It was an ad. And it was like, it was
Yeah.
called iDJ Pro. And it said, "Hey, you can be a DJ, download this app." And I was like, "Well, let's see what this is." And it pulled the music from my iPhone. And I just started messing with it. And being in music for so long, that music theory never leaves you. You know, like when to count and the
Yeah.
pitches and all that stuff, right? So I'm messing with this phone. I was like, man, this is a lot of fun. And so I was just hooked on this thing. And it wasn't a game. It was like, you can really DJ off this thing. Next thing I know, like I started looking up YouTube videos, like how do I make better mixes,
Yeah.
how to mix in key. I started buying equipment, and 12 years later, here I am. So yeah.
What? When did you get the? When did you get the? When were you brave enough to go out and say, "Yo, I'm ready to do something. I'm ready to do something." And you probably had to volunteer, right? Like somebody was like, "Man, I'm gonna have some people over," and you're like, "Yay, can I DJ?" Like,
Yeah.
when did you say it was your time?
I would say it was probably like no more than maybe 6 months or so after I kept playing with that app. And because I also had to invest in my own equipment, like, and DJ equipment is not cheap. You know what I mean? And so I didn't even know that I had to buy even cables that will go from the speakers to the controller. Otherwise, you get no sound. Like the speakers
Oh.
just come with the power cord. That's it. So then how do you make the sound from your board go to the speakers? XLR
Mhm.
cables, like, and them shits are expensive. Well, they were expensive to me at that time. They still are.
Yeah.
And who am I
Yeah.
kidding? They still are. So,
Money
so
bags.
yeah, so I saved up money to buy just super basic equipment. And so one of my former friends, she was having a Halloween party. And I said, "Hey, I'm just starting to DJ. I'd love to come DJ at your Halloween party for free." She was like, "Yeah, come on," or whatever. And so yeah, I DJ'd a few free parties. When I started making money, I would charge $50 for 4 hours. Like I was charging cheap because I was
Ooh.
still starting. And
Yeah.
my first private event, like my first wedding, wasn't until about maybe 2 years, 2 to 3 years after that. But
Okay.
yeah, I started DJing free house parties and then close to free. And then this one DJ took me under his wings and he's like, "Hey, why don't you come DJ at my club?" And I was like, "Okay, cool." And so then I would DJ there for like $100 for 4 hours. It was like dirt cheap shit. But I mean,
Mhm.
I learned a lot. And yeah, yeah.
You so you then have to put yourself out there. Like, do people ask for a resume? Do they ask for, man, let me see a video of something you did in the last 2 months? How does a person qualify you? Is it word of mouth? Especially like at the beginning.
hmm Yeah, in the beginning, that now, mind you, this was back in 2012, 2013. So I didn't know anything about an EPK or a media kit. I didn't have money for a website or anything like that. So a lot of it was, yeah, word of mouth. And then I started taking pictures and I started posting them on my Facebook. I was brand new to Facebook. So I started
Mhm.
posting and doing like, the generic, like, for DJ, hit me up. This is my phone number. This is my email. These are the packages. I even started putting my prices and all that stuff out there. And obviously, like, asking the people that I DJ'd for, like, "Man, I'd love to hear a review from you. If you can email it to me, but if you know someone that can use my services, please let me know. These are my rates for this year, blah, blah, blah." So a lot of it, and even still to this day, majority of it is word of mouth. Now, yes, I have a media kit, I have a website, I have all that. But when I first started, yeah, it was just me just constantly posting on Facebook and word of mouth, creating posters, like, yeah,
Yeah.
business
Okay.
cards on Vistaprint. Yeah.
I gotta know. We all have setbacks. Like things happen. It's not
Yeah.
always rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah.
What? Tell me about a time that there was a bomb. Like,
Mhm.
maybe it took forever for people to start dancing, or the power kept going out in the house. I'm not saying it even had to be your fault, but I know there
Mhm.
had to have been like the worst moment of your life kind of a event.
Yeah, there was two. One that comes up is so in my DJ software, it's
Yeah.
called Serato, right? And so sometimes what happens is when you have a MacBook, Mac, Apple, they go through updates whatever
Yes.
year or something. I could totally have that wrong. But anyway, you go from like Sierra to like Yosemite, whatever it's called. So when you go through different iOS systems, I made the rookie mistake when I first started of upgrading my system on my MacBook. But what happens is the software that I used to DJ was not prepared for that new update. So it's
Oh,
like if you were to get iOS 16 on your phone,
yeah.
but Google or Spotify, your favorite app, will not work with that new iOS. So now
Yeah.
you have a dead app. So
Oh,
that happened to me. That happened to me 2 hours before an event. And so when
oh,
I show up, I get no sound. I get no connectivity, like the jog wheels are not turning on my controller. The music is not playing and I'm freaking the fuck out.
yeah.
And fortunately, this client was a sister of my friend, so we knew each other. So the
Okay.
only thing I could do was plug in my phone and DJ from my phone. So that meant playing from my iTunes. So I couldn't mix. I felt hella uncomfortable. I ended up giving them back their money and just DJing for free because I couldn't do my thing. I felt like I was doing a disservice. Maybe anybody else could have been like, fuck that, you still DJ'd. You were still picking songs and curating the event. I just
Yeah.
didn't feel comfortable. So
Yeah.
that was a lesson learned. And
Oof.
then the second one was it was actually around that same time frame. So remember I told you this DJ took me under his wing, say, "Hey, come DJ at my club."
Yeah.
Cool. So one of their consistent customers was throwing their own birthday party there. And her husband was such an asshole, like an asshole. And his favorite song that he dedicated to his wife was Mrs. Jones.
Uh-huh.
Mrs. Jones. So now every time I
Mhm.
hear that song, I remember him. I'm past the triggered part, but I still remember him. But he kept asking me over and over, play the song, play the song, play the song, play the song, play the song. I'm like, oh my God, like people want to dance. They don't
Yeah.
want to just leave it, like play the slow song for you guys. Well, at the end of the night, we were done. I had already disconnected everything. And he said, I want you to play that song again. I was like, My backpack is on my back. I'm ready to go." And the controller was there. The controller belonged to a friend of, to the DJ buddy. And he just threw a big like shit fit, flipped the controller over. "I
No.
want you to play this fucking song, you F bomb bitch." Da da da. Like started calling me out my name. I was like,
What?
whoa. He started cussing out the whole step. Like he threw a shit fit. He was already drunk. And that was like a horrible moment for me because I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, I don't want to DJ like this. Like, what the hell, dude? Like, play the song in the car, play the song at home. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So again, all this happened like in 2013, like within like my first year of DJing. And again, their
Man.
lessons learned. I've had a grandma push me one time because I didn't want
Yeah.
to play her song. Like, yeah, people are crazy. People are wild. And I'm
Well,
like, look, man, I'm here to curate a vibe. I'm not a fucking jukebox. People are
I
wild.
was gonna get to that and ask you because I did it the other day.
Mhm.
It's no, I can't say it's a guy, no, but what happens? Why do we come and ask for requests? Or should you guys be putting up signs and say, "Man, don't ask me for no damn requests. We good. I got
Yeah.
like 60 songs. These people want me to get through. Don't ask for
Yeah.
nothing." Like, it's pretty common that somebody want to come through and ask you for something, right?
Yeah, I mean it's very common and it's inevitable, right? I can't speak for all DJs. What I can say is sometimes uh, let me say it like this. It's the privileged, entitled type of requests that bother
Oh,
us.
okay.
When
Okay.
if you approach a DJ, right? And again, this is all based on the DJ, their
Yeah.
ego, etc. Because some DJs, let's face it, they're fucking assholes, right?
Mhm.
But if you come to a DJ and you have your phone in their face, and if you're just play this, play this, play this, how come you haven't
Oh,
played my song? I'm about to leave. It's my birthday. Play my song. When are you gonna play my song? Or if you're standing in front of the DJ booth like this, waiting for them to play your song, that
no.
is insanely fucking irritating. That's like standing in front of a chef trying to tell him how to cook your
Yes.
food when
Yes.
he's trying to curate an experience, right?
Great
That is like you telling a
comparison.
painter, I don't like that color changing. They can't change it. And you're just like, it's mad
Uh-huh.
annoying. Imagine what it's like, I don't know if you're a parent, right? But imagine if there's a kid around you and they're like, play this. Hello, hello, can you do this? Hey, can you? It's mad annoying, right?
Yes.
For me, I don't turn people away from requests, right? Because
Mhm.
think about it. There's a lot of mental stimulation that happens when you're DJing, a good DJ. They're not only playing the song that they're playing, they're
Yeah.
trying to transition to the next song and make sure that they stay on beat and they don't sound like shoes in a freaking dryer. But then they're
Yes.
also 5 songs ahead already. So if you're dancing to Beyonce, I'm already about to play this Lizzo, and I'm already thinking, what other 5 songs can go with this? Where do I want to take the night? So again, it's mental stimulation. So some DJs see that as someone's interrupting your mental flow.
Yeah.
However, sometimes the requests are great, the requests fit, and especially if nobody's dancing, a request can be like a client throwing you a bone. I'm playing 80s when y'all really want to hear 2000s hip hop. And you come to me,
Yep.
man, can you play that Lil Jon with Sierra? Oh, fuck yeah, I got you. I didn't know that's where y'all wanted to go. I got you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I won't say that requests are never welcomed.
Yeah.
At least for me. It's just the ones where it comes off rude, it comes off direct, it comes off entitled, it comes
Yes.
off disrespectful. That's
Mhm.
where it's like, I'm not doing this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless you're writing me the check, I'm not listening. You know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
but the person writing you my check, that's my cousin though. So oh, see,
Yeah.
that's the entitled, right? My
Yeah.
man is
And
paying you. So
yeah. And even still, that goes back to the conversation in the beginning, right? Nato, you're gonna hire me for your birthday party. Dope. Are there some songs that are on your do not playlist? For example, don't play R. Kelly, don't play this, don't play that.
yes.
Cool. So even if someone requested Nato, you want me to turn them away. Dope. So your cousin
Okay.
comes and says, man, I want you to play me some R. Kelly. I'm Nato's cousin. You know
My
what?
drunk
That is on
cousin.
the do not yeah, that is on the do not playlist. I'm sorry, but you gotta go talk to your cousin.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. My bad about my drunk cousin. Kick it. I probably should.
That's all good.
I should
Listen,
have
I
had a
love me
talk
some
with
R. Kelly
him.
songs, but it's who's writing me the check? That's my boss for the night. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but I hate that he came over like 3-4 times an hour.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And these are things I learned throughout the last 12 years is asking these questions up front because you don't
Yes.
know what you don't know. I've even asked one couple, I've even asked my wedding couples from this one couple, I learned from experience. Is there anyone in the party, guests, wedding party, family that I need to be mindful of? And they said yes. If this red-headed lady comes to you and starts demanding shit, please turn her away. Don't listen to her. Okay. Just so I know who is that? Do you have a name or what they look like? And it was the groom's mom. I was like, oh shit.
Oh.
So again, it's learning to ask these questions up front. Your do not playlist. Is there someone I should be mindful of, etc. And man, people will let you know. If so and so comes to you and asks you to grab the mic, do not. Got it. Because then otherwise I've been like, sure, you're the groom's brother. Here you go. And he's
Yeah.
over here talking about politics and all this shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So yeah, these are
Uh,
things you just learn throughout the years to ask up front.
how does a DJ stay up on it? Like you broke it down to us before, but I feel like the more I hear you talk now, it makes me think y'all got mad research. Like there's songs and stuff that comes out y'all gotta know about. Like, yo, Kick It. Did you know that Flau'jae and Lil Wayne just dropped a song together? The video just dropped not even 24 hours ago. Did you know that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
I only saw it this morning. I was working out this morning and then I saw and I was like, oh, they did that. Okay. And I played it. It's tight work.
Yeah.
It's tight work. Tunchi did his thing.
Yeah.
But so is there like a rule for you guys? Man, if it's been out in a month, you probably should have known about it. Or how do y'all stay up on this kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, there's no rule per se, because I mean, who's taking tally, who's judging us,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I'll speak for myself. I am subscribed to different record pools. So think of like different Spotify subscriptions for DJs as an example.
Oh,
And so I pay for these. Obviously, I have to prove that I'm a DJ, not just a regular person trying to download music, because there's streaming services for that. But I'm in these different record pools. And so when you go to these record pools and their website, they always have like new releases category, top trending categories, what's trending in certain regions, because there's different types of DJs. There's wedding DJs, there's mobile DJs, there's traveling DJs like Jazzy Jeff that can DJ in New York and then we'll go DJ in like California and then Florida. You know what I mean? So these record pools are specifically made for DJs and they have different categories for you to choose from. So I go there. I also look at the type of gig that I'm doing. So for example, if I mostly get hired for corporate gigs, I'm more than likely not going to need to play that Lil Wayne song unless for whatever reason someone requests it. But the way I stay up to date is when I go work out, I'll listen to different mixes. I'll listen to different mixes on YouTube. And then I I have a date every Sunday. I plan out for the week. Like, what event do I have? And then how can I pepper in time to prep during that week for that event? And then from there, I start looking at like different radio stations on the website. What are they playing, right? Or like I said, the record pools. What's the hottest thing according to Spotify or Apple Music? What's the global top 50? But again, it's all based on the event that I'm doing.
Okay. Because I was gonna ask you, I was like, all right, I mean,
It's a
TikTok
lot.
radio says that this is the hotness right now, but
Yeah.
you know that you got it. Okay. I was wondering which way you would go with that.
It's a lot, and that is one thing. I'm gonna sound like an old head now, but that is one thing that I do miss from back in the day in the 90s and the 2000s is the anticipation of waiting for Lil Wayne's new album release, and that's all you could listen to, right? Or like Missy Elliott's new single, and you can go get it. Now, like, people are dropping songs like every millisecond. It's too much for any human being to be on top of. So I'll speak for myself. Like, I won't know everything that's released. I'll even flag things, bookmark things on Instagram, bookmark audio pieces on TikTok. But I'm also trying to prep for weddings, corporate events, bars. So I'll forget those things. It really is a lot for a human to try and consume. So I rely on a lot on those DJ pools. I rely on what's hot on like recommendations on Spotify. I try to make it a point to listen to the music when I'm in the gym, and sometimes I don't want to. Sometimes I just want to listen to my own workout mix, and that's okay,
Yeah, I was looking for another one to go to, and then I saw it, and it said 10 hours, so it had just been released 10 hours ago. I was like, okay, and it's a 4-minute song, so I was like, hold on, I'm gonna do this mix, and then I'll come back and I'll do that while I'm stretching or something. I'll do that at the end, which I did. So what when stuff like that happens, so if you got something maybe in the interview process, do you say, hey, can I get a little artist leeway, or hey, this new Lil Wayne just dropped, I think this would be fire at your party, not a lot of people have it. Is it Hanumi Kind with that song Big Dogs? He's Indian. You probably heard it. I'm not doing it justice. So when you know there's some new hotness out there, do you got to tell them? Do you explain it to them? Or you just say, let me get some little leeway. There's a couple new hot joints I'm gonna throw in here. Do you do that?
Yeah. So kind of the same question that I asked, like, what's on your do not playlist? I ask, what's on your must play playlist? And when they tell me, man, I want you to play, early 2000s hip hop. Okay, cool. And if that's not working, are you okay if I change it up and I pepper in some of my stuff? They're like, hell yeah. And so let's say, for example, I'm playing early 2000s and I play this new song from Lil Wayne and it's not working, then I know, okay, I got to switch it up. I got to change it back. Because at the end of the day, it's for them. It's not for me, because I think the song is hot. It's how they react to it. Because trust me, I've played new songs to try and break them. I've even played old songs, and sometimes people don't know them. And I'm like, how the fuck do you not know this song? This
I know.
A big hit back in whenever, right? So again, it's also reading the room. But yes, to answer your question, it's also asking the opposite of do not play. Well, what's on your must play playlist, right? Matter of fact, can you send me a playlist of must play songs that you have to hear on the dance floor? Because then I take that playlist, going back to my preparation. Okay, so if they like this, they'll like this. And I start kind of connecting the dots. Yeah.
Man, I feel like there's some things there's some stuff you shouldn't play, right? So if MOP Annie Up, come on, man, you can't play that. There's somebody about to get their chain took.
Yeah, right.
I thought you went to the bathroom. Nah, son, they had me pinned up in the back.
Right.
Their crazy cousin took my chain, so let's go get my chain. Like, there's certain things you can't play, right?
Yeah.
What's
R. Kelly is like a big one. R. Kelly. R. Kelly is a constant do not play. And now it's starting to be Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
That's also another one. And also too, like, where am I playing? I won't say the name of the venue, but there is a venue here in Austin, a club specifically,
Yeah.
where I also have to be extra mindful of the artists that I play. So I've gotten looks when I've played Chris Brown there. I've gotten looks even when I played
Oh.
Justin Timberlake, when
Oh.
whatever news broke out about Britney Spears accusing him of
Yep.
getting an abortion, something
Yep.
like that. It's in this one spot that I have to be super mindful. But everywhere
Um,
else, it's kind of a known, like, do not play R. Kelly, Puff Daddy. Some people don't give a shit, and some
yep.
people are like, hey. So again, it's also reading the
Yeah.
room. You know what I mean?
Well,
I
you'll
won't be
give
able to
us a
play Annie
laugh
up at a corporate event. You know what I mean? So
because
yeah,
everybody get hype. She playing
yeah,
that. No Diddy. She playing Victory. No Diddy. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
for the laugh for no
Mhm.
reason. But yeah, you're
Right.
right.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
that feels binding. All right. I know that there are a lot of accomplishments we all have that later on we look at and we're like, yo, I did that. But
Yeah.
Mama, you was on Pitbull Globalization.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good grief. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
It's
like
a blessing.
I'm excited for you, even though it's already
Thank you.
happened. And I hope they
Thank
hurry
you.
up and bring you back. But
Me too. That's funny you say that. I just text my homie that works for them, like, yo, what up?
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't change. I do play a little TikTok radio for my kids, but uh, I don't deviate. I like the variety, the diversity. I like me and Pitbull should hang out because he good with me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
with
Yeah.
everything. I like who he brings on. So, what would be the next big moment in your life? You did that. And
Yeah.
yo, we want you to come back. Not that it's getting old. Yo, Pitbull, it's not getting old. It's easier to know. But
Yeah. Yeah.
like, what would be something now? Like
Yeah.
maybe a little goal. What
Yeah.
if MC Light, she be getting a lot of stuff. But what if the hip hop awards is like, yo, MC Light, I'm gonna take this year off. We heard this hotness
Man.
coming out of Austin. What would
Yeah.
be something for you? I'm so curious.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. Which, by the way, during the pandemic, I did this mix, and it was Forget Me Nots, if I remember, Forget Me Nots with like a little bit of MC Light, I Am the Light,
Yeah.
and I tagged her on it, and she reposted it, and she
Yo,
loved it. I
yo,
lost my fucking mind. I was like, yo, what? That was so crazy. Yeah, so that was a fucking honor.
yeah,
But something more local. I mean, granted, I would love to travel more and DJ like in LA and DJ in New York, etc. Right? I mean, even internationally. One of the closest goals that I have here for Austin is to DJ at the stadium, to be like the stadium DJ for Austin FC. And it's funny, and I know people that work there. I've actually DJ'd for Austin FC at a different venue for like a more local tournament, but
yeah,
I would love to DJ at the stadium for one of the games. And I'm working on it. I'm manifesting it. It's gonna happen. But that is like, if I can do that, or when I do that, I'm that's gonna make me feel like I did everything here in Austin.
yeah,
Like I feel like I made it, but that right there is gonna be like, that's it. Like, if I leave Austin, I feel content that I did everything in this city. That's like the only thing I'm shooting for right now. But other than that, I mean, shit, I would love to DJ for like Netflix, other branding deals in LA. I had a
yeah.
mix that was on rotation in New York at one point, and that was beautiful. That was amazing. So
What?
to actually DJ in New York would be fucking dope, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love NY. So then you're okay with traveling. I'm just kind of curious then, if you did get international, Donato says, yo, Kickit, you can get my jet. I got your fuel. Matter of fact, I got your lodgings. I got to connect over there.
Mm-hmm.
Although I don't know where you're going, but I'm big time. I'm like Pitbull time. I'm like that big. Where are you going international? I'm a guess.
Okay.
You going to Brazil? I'm just guessing.
That is a strong second.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
sick. Oh, I
yeah.
gotta know what the first
But
is.
it's funny, Brazil is my number one vacation destination. But where I would love to go DJ is somewhere in Europe, like London, Netherlands, like
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
those. But even
yeah.
Japan would be fire. And the reason why I say that is because they are so true and respectful of the hip hop culture.
Oh, no
I
doubt.
know that I can get away with some deep hip hop cuts, and they would not only know it, I would probably see them breakdancing or
No, oh
something.
yeah,
So any of those three, definitely London, Japan, somewhere Europe.
yeah, yeah.
Brazil, like I said, is a strong second because I know
All right.
Brazil, yeah, they got flavor,
I'm
girl.
gonna
So
chalk that up as a win since
yeah,
I picked your second spot.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
chalk that one up as
Yeah,
a win. Oh,
word.
I wanna ask that's what I'm talking about though. The time flew, so I had some fun here. Before we go, I knew
Yeah.
there were certain things like you might want to talk about. You got some stuff upcoming, or a mantra you like to live by, something you would have loved to have gotten out, but we flew through. Anything
Yeah.
like that you wanted to offer?
Just I do want to say this. Monday, this past Monday, August 26th, marked 5 years that I've been here in Austin. And why that is important to me is because I came from a city where I didn't feel seen. I didn't feel seen in many ways. I didn't feel seen as a woman. I didn't feel seen as a lesbian, as a queer woman, and I also didn't feel seen as a DJ. To have moved here to Austin and to have made a name for myself, like I busted my ass. And not only did I manifest it, but I worked at it and built genuine relationships. I lost my house at one point during the snowstorm. I lost gigs. Obviously, the pandemic affected everybody. To now, I have my own day, a proclamation from the city of
Yeah, you
Austin.
do.
May 17th, DJ Kickit Day. And
Out,
I'm at a
out,
point
out.
where I can give back to my community. This past year, I hosted a toy drive during Christmas. And on DJ Kickit Day, instead of just making it about my birthday and about me, I hosted a sneaker drive, DJ Kickit. So I hosted a sneaker drive. I partnered with Thriftish and we collected pairs of sneakers for the homeless.
Oh,
So I'm blessed to be at a point in my career where I can give back. And I did all of this in 5 years. To
yeah,
have put in the work and to look back at how far I've come just in 5 years out of the 12 years that I've been DJing, I feel insanely blessed and thankful for the city of Austin. Like, this is truly home. Now, what's next in my career is not only to continue pushing music and continue DJing, but I'm also a motivational speaker. So this past year, I've had the pleasure of speaking to high school students, specifically girls from an alternative school, and how the really challenging decisions and situations that I've experienced growing up, and how
yeah,
I was able to make better decisions and be successful today. Talking to high school athletes about being a leader, not only on the field or in the ring or in the court, but off the field.
yeah,
It's so rewarding to be where I'm at. And man, like I tell everybody I feel blessed. There's a lot of hard times, there's a lot of days where I have self-doubt, but looking back is such a beautiful thing to see where I've come from, especially the type of conservative upbringing that I've had. I broke all these damn barriers. I'm talking my shit now, but
yeah.
I don't say
Yeah,
that egotistically. I say
right.
that to say as a message to anybody that you have the ability to change your world. If you don't like where you're at, even in your job, you don't like your boss, you're in the wrong relationship, you have someone that has their thumb on you, you have choices. And your choices may be difficult choices to make, but you have choices. Reach out to people, build community, build genuine relationships, ask people how they did it, and take baby steps. I didn't do all this shit overnight. Like, I've DJ'd for free. I've DJ'd for $50 for freaking 4 hours. Like, it took a lot of hard work. And a big misconception that I see from a lot of people, especially young people, is that they think that these things happen overnight and they don't. It's
Yeah,
a lot of learnings you got to go through to be up here. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the mantra that I have, it's a mantra that I've learned in boxing. I was a boxer for 15 years. And the mantra that I kept still to this day is when you're not training, someone else is training to kick your ass. And that
True.
could be translated in so many ways. You want to
Yeah.
be where they're at, then you have to put in the work that they did to be where they're at. Fuck all that jealousy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you want the job that they have, you have to do what they did to get that job. Otherwise, someone else is going to take it for you. So
Yeah.
that's the mentality I'm living in. And again, with gratitude and love, I say all that.
DJ Kickit. Who knew?
Yeah, man.
Now, I have your bio. I knew, but yeah, we got to get you in front of some people, because
And yeah,
there are always times where they can bring a stuffy suit. I'm just not in one today. I guess I'm one of those people, but they could bring a stuffy dude in a 3-piece suit to school to talk to you. Or you literally could bring a person that's speaking that hot fire, that truth that you just talked about, because it isn't going to happen overnight.
Tattoos, short hair, like someone
Realness.
real, someone authentic. And I always come off with that. Like I tell them up front, like, you're not gonna get this is what I did and say no to drug kids and da 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 da. Like, yes, those things are true. You don't want to be doing fucking drugs, but this is what I experienced, and you might be experiencing the same shit. And this is how I felt. You felt that way. This is how I overcame it. You know what I mean? It's just about people want the realness. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you hit on it all. We talking confidence. We talking identity. DJ Kickit, we got to do this again. We got to do this again. I'm happy.
I got.
How does everyone stay in contact? Follow? I know there's a bunch of social media items, but you know, I'm gonna link it, but still, how could they?
Yeah, the number one place you can find me and stay up to date on what I'm doing and where I'm going to be DJing at or where I'm going to be speaking at is on Instagram. And it's at DJ Kickit 17th, like May 17th. So DJ Kickit 17. Also, if you want to check out more stuff that I've done, my resume, listen to my mixes, go to my website, djkickit.com.
DJ Kickit, thanks for talking with Donato.
Wow, man, it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me, dog. Thank you.
This was a pleasure for me. This was hot. This was hot.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have a great rest of the night.
Word. Thank you so much. You do the same. Bless.